Hello everyone, I'm Katie, I'm the Introverted Reader, and this is going to be my March wrap-up. March, I did read a lot during March, but honestly, to be quite honest, there was very few that I really enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed all of these, but there was a few that the majority of them I was just like meh about, to be honest. But the first one that I'll talk about I read on my Kindle, and it's S.T.A.G.S. It's like an acronym of the word S.T.A.G.S. and it's by it's either M.A. or MK Bennent, and it's basically about this girl called Greer, and she gets this scholarship to this really prestigious school called S.T.A.G.S, and S.T.A.G.S has literally been there since like the beginning of time. It's like the oldest school in England. If you've ever been to England before, there's lots of schools just like it. I mean, it itself doesn't exist, thank God. But yeah, if you've ever been to England before, there's lots of really old buildings just like it. So anyway, she gets this scholarship to go, and there's this group of kids called the Medievals, and these kids are basically like richest of the rich. You know, basically their relatives are in the Crusades. That's how rich and old their family is. So anyway, she starts going to the school, and at first they sort of kind of ignore her. Like, she sort of keeps to herself. I mean, she's the new kid, so she's kind of an outcast, and they pick on her a little bit, but it's not like really bad. But then one day she gets this invitation to go to one of their parties, and things sort of happen from there. I don't want to give it away, because it's like a mystery thriller sort of thing. Like, you don't really know whenever she goes to this party, you don't know what's going to happen when she goes. And I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. Now, the other book that I read on my Kindle that I'll just talk about since I have it here was Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. Now, I have a complicated relationship with this trilogy, because the first one was our book of the month, I think back February last year, I want to say. But it was good. It was cute and fluffy and everything good in the world, but I just don't like Lara Jean at all. She is just, oh my goodness, like every little thing that came out of her mouth, that like I found myself rolling my eyes so many times, just being like, wee girl, you really do live in your own wee bubble, don't you? Like, she just lives in this little world where she thinks that everything is cute and fluffy and innocent, and it's like she doesn't know what's real and what's not. And quite frankly, it's frustrating. Like, I did, and like the Netflix movie that came out, I did watch it, and I did really enjoy it. I thought the actors and everybody did a really good job. Like, the wee girl that was playing Lara Jean, she did a really good job. But I don't know, just like reading this, like I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, I'd read some fantasy, and I was just like, I just need something cute and light and fluffy, because I'm just really feeling meh right now. So I picked this up, and it was really quick for me to read. It was a really quick and fun read, and there was stuff within the story that I really liked, but overall 3 stars, or maybe 2.5. But anyway, those are the books I read on my Kindle. Now, the physical books that I read, the first one is Two Dark Reigns by Kendare Blake. This is the 3rd book in the 3 Dark Crowns series. I believe there's going to be one more. And oh my goodness, this one saved March for me, honestly, guys. I am so addicted to this series. Like, the first one was okay. Then the second one was like, oh, this is really good. And then you get to this one, and like things are coming to a head, things are happening, like you don't know what is going to happen next. Like, it's just so nail-biting and intense and wonderful. Like, I have a book review on the first book if you want to go and get more of a premise on it. But basically it's about these 3 queens that are born onto this island, and every year they have to battle each other to death for the crown, and it gets really, really messy. And I just flew through this whole entire 400 something page book, and I just need the 4th one now because I have so many questions and I just need answers. So this was one of the good things that happened in March when it came to reading anyway. Next physical book that I read is The Everlasting Rose by Dhonielle Clayton. This, I hauled this a while ago in my last video because I just recently bought it, but this is the sequel to The Bells, and this is basically a story about these girls called the Bells that are blessed by the goddess of beauty to they're the only ones in their land that are naturally beautiful, and they have these powers to make other people beautiful. Like they can change your hair color, your skin tone, your eye color, help like you stay slim. Like it's a pretty bizarre concept. The first one, The Bells, I thought was really, really good. It was a really, really good concept. This one, there was a lot of things I felt like were left unanswered. Like the ending for me felt really, really rushed. There wasn't really that much happening. I still enjoyed the story. Like I still really like our main character. Like she is really starting to take things into her own hands, and she's starting to see the world for what it really is and how problematic it is. And she's just like, look, I don't want to be somebody's pawn anymore. Like it's all really just about that. There's also a little bit of romance in here. It sort of didn't really do much in the first one, but then this one it sort of comes, it like this relationship develops. I'm not 100% sure I'm feeling it. Like as of now, Dhonielle Clayton has said that it's just a duology, but I'm just like, nah, there needs to be more, because with the way this ended, I still have so many questions. And it's just like, you can't leave it here. So all in all, I give this 3 stars. The next 3-star read that I want to talk about might be a little bit controversial because everyone seems to be going gaga over this book, and I mean it's good, but why? I just finished this on Sunday actually, and it's Truthwitch by Dennard. I mentioned in one of my last videos that I was currently reading this. I only had a little bit of it left, and I managed to finish it just on Sunday there. And okay, so it's basically about these 2 girls called Safi and Isolde. They are thread sisters. They're basically bonded, and they are witches, right? Safi is a truth witch. She can basically sense when someone is telling the truth or when they're lying. Isolde is a thread witch, and she can see, like, it's kind of like seeing somebody's aura, if you know what I mean. Like she can sort of see all these colors and these threads around them, and they are all like all different colors depending on what a person is feeling or, you know, what they're going through and blah blah blah. So like if they're angry, they'll go red. If they're scared, it'll go grey, like stuff like that. I thought her part was pretty cool, but Safi's was pretty well. But I did read this book pretty quickly. I started it last Monday and I managed to finish it on Sunday, so it took me about a week to read, which isn't that bad. I did enjoy the story. I thought the story was really, really fast paced and fun. But to be honest, I was just kind of like, like I was just like, been there, done that, you know what I mean? And like, Dennard is like best friends with Sarah J Maas, and if you've read any of Sarah J Maas's books and then you read this one, you're kind of like, okay, badass female assassin, really tough, really gritty, doesn't let anyone tell her what to do because I'm a badass and I'm gonna knock you down and you're gonna be sorry you ever messed with me. Like, it's just like, we did that in Throne of Glass. And I'm not comparing this to Throne of Glass by any means, but and like the male characters being all angsty and broody and like having there be like so much sexual tension between the 2 main characters, and it's just like, will you just make out already? And it's just like, I dealt with all that in Throne of Glass, and this was just like like I'm not comparing it to Throne of Glass, but there were aspects of it that made me think of Throne of Glass, and once was enough. okay? But however, I did really enjoy the relationship between Safi and Assault. I thought their friendship was really special. I did enjoy the whole magic system and how they get their powers from these like origin wells. Like there's water, fire, earth, and ether, I think, as well, and that's where they get their powers from. And that I thought that was really, really cool. But like there was just some aspects of this story that just had me rolling my eyes and laughing, because there's these wind witches, right? And they can control the wind and stuff. And there's one scene where one of them sucks in the wind and just like shoots right up into the air. And I don't know why that made me laugh so much, but I remember just sitting there being like, are you serious? Are you being serious right now? And there's also these things called sea foxes, which is literally like a snake with a fox's head. It's literally like a snake with a fox's head. And I just could not. I'm just like, are you actually being serious right now? Like, but I still thought the ending was really good. I am going to continue with the series in the hopes that, you know, just purely for the fact that this was a fun, quick read. It was fast paced. I enjoyed the friendship between Safi and Assault, and I do want to see how their journey goes throughout the story. And there's one particular character in here that I adored. What's his name? His name is hang on. Let me just like, I think his name is like Adon or something, or Aiden. Like, I'm pronouncing it like Aiden in my head, but he's a blood witch, and he's just the best. Like, I think he's great, and we did get him in this book, but I want more of him. So I'm gonna read the rest of the series and just see what his journey's all about, because I just want to know, because he's a sweet angsty baby who just needs love. Do you know what I mean? And the last book that I want to talk about, again, might be a little bit controversial because everyone loves this book, but we're all entitled to our own opinion. And I didn't hate this book. I didn't hate Truthwitch, and I don't hate this one. But I was just underwhelmed, that's all. And that is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. This is basically a story about a world where superheroes are basically in charge, and they are called the Renegades. It was basically founded by these two, Captain Chronium and the Dark Warden, and these two guys basically, who are a couple, by the way, and they're so cute, and yes, we love representation in this house. But anyway, and these started up this movement, and they are basically in charge of like keeping the city safe and keeping law and order and all this stuff. And our main character is called Nova, and she is part of a gang called the Anarchists, and she hates the Renegades because something really tragic happened to her in her past, as it always does with main characters in young adult literature. And she basically hates the Renegades for all they stand for and thinks that things need to change. And our other main character is Adrian, who is the son of the two founders of the Renegades. And he obviously thinks the opposite. And I love superheroes. I do. I love the Marvel Universe. I love going to see the superhero movies. Like, I love superheroes. I do. And I thought this was a really, really cool concept. There was just some aspects of it that I just wasn't blown away by. But I did really love the characters in this. And I loved the what am I trying to say? I liked the idea that, you know, superheroes being in charge, and like having your favorite superhero be like the police force, the fire service, the rescue service, like all rolled into one. And there's a lot of discussions in here, just about like how, like, who should really be in charge. Like, should everybody be dictated on what they do, or should everybody be allowed to live freely and all this? So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Honestly, I would probably give Renegades a higher rating, because I think I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, but honestly, I would probably maybe give it 3.5, maybe 4, because it was a really entertaining story. And yeah, so if you ever want me to do a full review on Truthwitch or Renegades, let me know down in the comments, because I've got stuff to say. Anyway, these are all the books, woo, that I read in March. my life is falling apart. That was definitely a symbol of how I'm getting through life right now. I'm just gonna leave that in because you know what, real life and all that. So thank you all for watching this mess of a wrap up, and let me know what books you read, and I will see you next time. Bye.